everybody. Uncle Doug here. We're somewhere around Veneta, Oklahoma, headed back toward Kansas City. Oh, there's dear sweet Cindy. Oh, it's been a wild ride. Look, we got a window thing up on the roof, and we're in a Tesla Model 3. If you haven't been getting the updates, it's been a mess. It's just been a mess. Half the trip got canceled.
It's been a good mess, because you got to rejoice in all things.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's great. It's wonderful.
Sometimes while it's happening, you wonder, are you sure, Lord? And then you have to wait for some reassurance, and then you're like, oh, yeah, and you can feel it and know it.
Plumbing the depths of patience and long suffering here. I mean, okay, it's a first world problem. I'll give you. Oh, that truck's about to squash that car. Let's see. He's trying to turn
Both of them are
right into that little pickup. So, hey everybody. So,
oh, bless you.
We rent the Tesla from Hertz. They give us an adapter in case you're at a power charger that isn't a Tesla one. Except there's 3 or 4 different kinds, and the adapter is for the least likely kind you're ever going to run into, at least around here. So we don't know, launching off first time in a Tesla, that the 2 most common chargers aren't going to work on the Tesla. And then it's supposed to have 260 miles of range, but it really has about 200. This last time we just charged it, it said it was full at 185 miles, which was enough to get us where we got to go, but I don't know why it keeps getting lower and lower. Anyway, so then there's a big fire in Guthrie, Oklahoma. Look it up. Big bunch of houses burned.
How do you do your comments? I just meant comments.
I don't know. They should come up. Oh.
That's all I mean.
I don't know. Hold on.
Sorry.
There you go. You're not doing that while we're driving, right?
No.
Yeah, right. She's not looking at her phone while driving. Anyway, so we get in this huge fire. They run us way out in the middle of nowhere. We got like 15 miles. We're going 10 miles to the next charger, EV charger. It's not a Tesla supercharger, but at that point, I don't know there's going to be a problem. So they run us way out in the country. We're roaming around in the dark, trying to find a way. They had to because of this big wildfire.
Hundreds of other people out there.
I-35, major north-south freeway through the middle of the country, is all getting diverted out in the countryside roads of this thing. All these big trucks can't make these little corners on gravel roads and all kinds of stuff. So the whole thing's clogged up, and then every fire department for miles and miles and miles is there responding to this thing. But the smoke is so bad and the wind is blowing so hard they can barely get a grip on it.
You can smell it. It was kind of choking and like really thick, and like you weren't wanting to be in it either, but you had all the windows up.
Anyway, we're trying to conserve battery and make it to the charger. We get down to 1 mile. We find a gas station, and we ask if we can plug in the 110 charger that comes with the car that you just plug into your house outlet. Well, it takes more than 48 hours to fully charge the car on 110. So,
which means,
but I only need 4 miles. If I could get 4 miles on the thingy, I can make it to the supercharger. Sit for an hour and get to 2 miles. And I'm praying, and the Lord says, okay, as soon as it gets to 2, you go ahead and go. You'll make it. Okay, thanks, Lord. So I see it roll over to 2. Thank the guys. Disconnect the charger. Launch off. By then, the roads are clear to the supercharger. We get there, and the adapter they gave us doesn't fit. And there's a screen, because you got a Tesla, it just bills you to Hertz, and they bill your credit card. But all the other ones, you got to like download the app and put in your credit card and sign up for a thing or whatever. And this one has a screen on it and says, if you need help, call. And there's no number. So I go into the gas station. Do you guys happen to have the adapter that you could loan out for this? And he's like, oh, no, that's a third party. We don't know nothing about that. Man. So I look online. The adapter's like $150. They could have included it with the car. And, if it gets stolen, you're just going to bill me twice as much anyway if I walk off with it or forget it or something. And I got 2 adapters in the car that are the same. I don't know if I'm supposed to get one of the other adapters that is missing, or if I got somebody left an extra in the car, so my other car is short of one. Anyway, so we sit there a while. We find a plug-in on a lamppost, so we plug into that. But we're 10 miles away from the nearest charger that may not have the right kind of thing, and we're 30 miles away from the nearest Tesla Power or whatever. I call Hertz, and I'm on hold for like an hour and a half. And I finally get somebody, and they're no help at all. They're like, well, we could tow you for $170 every 10 miles to where the charger is. But that's all we can do because it's kind of your fault that it ran out of charge.
We made it.
And I'm like, no, you could call Tesla, and they could activate the third model reserve battery. Shoot, you have more battery than you thought you did. And they're, well, we don't have a contract with them for that. Oh, okay.
I think we made a video giving up on that.
Yeah, I'm reviewing some stuff we already talked about. So, anyway, Cindy's got a AAA card. So we call AAA, and they tow us for free to the supercharger. Because we get 3 tows a year up to 100 miles. So it's 30 miles. They pull it up on a flatbed. Well, they don't have to pull it because I got a couple miles. So I just drive it up on the flatbed. Easiest thing they've ever had to do. Strap it down, drop us off at the supercharger. The guy in the truck is talking about it, and he's like, "Oh yeah, man, are they fast?" I'm like, "Dude, I got 3 miles. When we get to the supercharger, you can drive it if you want." He's like, "Well, I don't want to drive it, but I'll ride with you." I'm like, "Okay." So we get there, I rip him around in circles in the parking lot until the security guy starts looking at us funny. And what are you doing with the? I'm burning up in here.
I don't know what to touch. This is a car I don't try to touch too many things.
She turned off the air conditioning. Anyway, so we sit there for, by then it's at 2 o'clock in the morning. We were supposed to be here at like 6 in the evening. We got a late start. And then it's 2 o'clock, we're still 2 hours away. Now we have to sit a half an hour and charge the thing. And so we get to the hotel at 5 o'clock in the morning. We got to be up at 9 to get ready for the surprise birthday party for her mom's 80th birthday. And we're at Duncan, Oklahoma. There's 3 EV chargers. 2 of them are courtesy chargers, like some business just strings one out to the parking lot for their employees while they're at work or whatever. It's free, but it's slow. But not like 110 slow, it's like 220 slow, so you can still get a little in it. Well, one of them, I drive down while she's at the party, and it's all family, and they know each other, and I don't know nobody. So I take the car. One of them is the Department of Transportation, and it's for their employees. It's behind a locked gate, and I can't get to it on a Saturday. So I go to the other one. It's at a gas station. It's got the wrong charger. I can't do that. So I look at the map on the other one. It's 7 miles away. I got like 50 miles on the car, and the Tesla supercharger is the wrong direction from where we need to go, and it's 65 miles. So I'm like, man, I can't even get out of town. And if I decide to go back home, it's like 80 miles back to Oklahoma City. So I'm frustrated. So we end up, instead of going to my dad's, putting it on the slow charger overnight, getting a hotel room again. So that's another $70, $80 at the cheapest one we can find. It wasn't a scam. And that's another story. And it gets 5 or 6 miles an hour on a 110 charger. So we're 10 or 12 hours overnight having this thing plugged in. I get up to like 120 miles. That's enough to get us back to Oklahoma City. And I'm fed up. So I call Hertz in Oklahoma City at the airport because they're open most all the time. And all the other Hertz dealers are closed on Saturday and going to be closed on Sunday. And I said, look, I am up to here. If I drive this car back to Oklahoma City, to the Hertz at the airport, will you trade me for a gas car? Oh, sure, no problem, sir. Great. And I look on Google, they're open till 11:30 at night, every night, Saturday, Sunday, whatever. So we charge it overnight, and we're just, forget it. We're not going to go see my dad. There's not going to be time. I want to try and get back for the Sunday meeting. So we'll get up out of here at 10 o'clock in the morning. We'll have breakfast with everybody, give them hugs, get out of here at 10 in the morning. And we could be back home by 6:30, 6:30, have a little whatever's left for dinner, and have our regular Sunday meeting. We'll just drive to Oklahoma City, switch for a Nissan Altima or a Honda, whatever, and get on out of here. So we get enough charge, we have breakfast. It takes an hour to hug everybody and say goodbye and kiss the cheeks and, oh, it's great to meet you, Grandma, so-and-so, whatever. So we're already an hour late. We get out of there, we drive an hour and a half to Oklahoma City. I got 40, 50 miles, 30 miles left on the charger, on the car, and we get to Hertz and they're closed. The airport Hertz that's supposed to be open till 11:30 on Sunday is closed. The phone thinks it's closed. There's a gate on the lot that's locked. I called National Hertz and they're like, oh no, they're open. I'm like, yeah, you're in a call center in I don't know what country, but I'm here and they're closed. Well, hold on, sir, please, could you just wait a minute? I'm like, you know, letting them know without cursing that I'm real unhappy while still rejoicing on the inside. And and there, anyway, he gets back on the phone and says, yes, sir, I called, and sure enough, they're closed. We don't know why, because they're supposed to be open all the time, but they're closed. I'm like, great, so what next then? Well, there's a supercharger 3 miles from there. I'm like, yeah, I get that. And I didn't want to sit for half an hour to charge a car that I'm just going to return anyway, but whatever. So there's no option. There's nobody else open. Well, the Tulsa airport might have somebody. And I'm like, you know what? I'm 5 hours from home. Screw it. I'm just going to charge it, return it back in Kansas City. I just want to be done with this. And I'm tired of the hassle. Everybody has been incompetent and useless every stage of the way. And I don't mind doing a video. I've been a gold member at Hertz for like 10 years and rented bunches of cars. And usually it's fine, except for the one time they rented me a car with tags that were expired and the cops pulled me over. That was irritating and unprofessional. But otherwise, they've been great. I like them better than Enterprise or Budget or other people we could have rent for them. What is with it? I thought that was my hair, but that's a thing off her reflection off her phone.
Well, no, I didn't shame you had battery packs or something.
Yeah.
And we're learning all bunch of stuff.
I would show you how fast he's going, but it's probably admission of guilt that, anyway.
Well, the freeways out here a little bit.
Oh, yeah, it's 75 mile an hour.
Yeah.
Speed limit out here.
Yeah,
I know they've talked about cars where you just drive up, they put a new battery, and you drive off quickety split. But I don't mind the superchargers. The problem is there's not enough of them, and more than that, the problem is with Hertz. If it was my car, I would have spent the $100 and ordered the other adapter that would have given me the flexibility to charge up all these other places. Even though some of them you gotta like download the app and pay for it, but it's about the same price, 25 or 35 cents kilowatt hour, whatever. But if it was me, I'd have paid the money, had the flexibility of the other adapter. I don't understand why Hertz wouldn't rent the thing to brand newbies who know nothing about EVs without the proper adapters. What you need to save $100 a car on a product, on a piece of thing that's going to stay with the car, and if it doesn't, you can bill them twice as much. I mean, they bill you 3 times as much for gas if you return it without whatever. Anyway, there's nothing wrong with the car, except that the capacity, the battery hadn't been 260 miles like it said. But It's cool. It's fast. It's fun. It does stuff for you without thinking, like dimming your lights and brights, and you can't bright light somebody even if you wanted to because they automatically turn itself down. I'm sure there's settings for all this stuff. It beeps when you leave the lane. It does all kind of cool stuff. I don't like that you can't unlock the doors from the passenger side, or if you can, I don't know how. And other stuff, I guess I would have a fob. I just have a card that you wave at the door and it unlocks the door. I presume that if I had the app key to the car, then I could unlock the trunk and other stuff without having to open the door and touch the touchscreen. Or if I had a fob on a key card or something. But there's some stuff like you want to charge your phone and in a USB jack, except it's not a standard USB, it's a USB-C. Because everybody's got iPhones or something that needs to charge their phone in a Tesla. They could put a standard USB and a USB-C or something, but there's just two USB-Cs in the glove box that's real hard to find and hard to get to. Anyway, instead of just out, they don't want to clutter anything. There's nothing, no buttons, no nothing except the screen. And sorry, that was me. So there's just the screen, and then you got stuff on the toggle buttons on the steering wheel that you can move things around with and horn and stuff. And the glove box, you have to have a PIN number. And maybe the adapter's in the glove box, but we can't get to it because it's locked and we don't know the PIN number. And I'm going to be furious. I'm going to be so furious if I get back to turn this thing in and they're like, but sir, we leave it in the glove box. I'm like, well, then why is it locked and have a PIN number that's not on the key, that's not on anything, that there's no obvious way to get in the glove box?
This is what the key looks like.
Yeah, this is the key. It's just a, it's just an RFID whatever thing. You just touch it on the door, and there's no PIN number. There's no nothing. I don't know if somebody said it that had the car before, and then locked it that way and forgot about it, and they don't know how to undo it. I don't know. Anyway.
They're saying this.
I don't know. I remember my mom was shopping for cars one time with my dad, and we went to the dealership, and it was used cars. We never bought new cars. My dad's real thrifty, or cheap, depending on how you want to look at it. And she was in a Pontiac Bonneville or something, and it said, "The door is ajar. The door is ajar." And she's like, "Oh, hell no. I ain't getting a car that talks to me. Forget that." I doubt she said hell, being my mom. But she was like, no way am I getting a car that talks to me and tells me what to do. I'm like, yeah, I hate that. We got one of the cars, maybe it's the truck, I forget. When you turn the windshield wipers off, it takes one last swipe just to prove it's in charge. It doesn't turn off when you want it to. It turns it off after one last swipe. And I'm like, no, I want you to do what I tell you when I tell you and knock this stuff off. You uppity, mechanical, whatever. That's why AI is going to kill us, because we want it to behave itself and it doesn't want to. Anyway, the Tesla would be great in an urban area. Cross country, it's pretty stressful. This anxiety about range and whether you're going to make it or not to the next whatever place. Right now, we got 59 miles of range, and we got 20 miles to the next supercharger. We should be fine.
If the supercharger is
if it's not busy, if it's not full of people, if it's a real fast charger, not a whatever. Anyway,
working condition. Yeah. All of the above.
Yeah. Let's see. There's an electric car running around here and is also charged by solar energy. Yeah, some of the cars have solar panels, but that's not going to get you near enough. Unless it sat for like a month, it wouldn't fully charge. It's just not enough coming in to. It'll add a few miles a day, but not 260 or 340 or whatever. Now the Tesla's games, okay, I got to tell you, the games on the Tesla are way cool. These aren't derivative. It's not like Galaga and Pac-Man and somebody else did. These are new games for the Tesla.
Sitting in an arcade,
and it's pretty cool.
Sound.
And you can load Netflix, and when you're charging, if you're connected to the Wi-Fi, either through the phone through the car has its own Wi-Fi, or the hotspot on your phone or something, you can sit and watch a movie, watch YouTube, watch Netflix, watch Amazon Prime while you're sitting in the car.
You can live in your Tesla.
Yeah, you could live in here. And the Model Y has three-row seating. Anyway, it's so hard. Did I get login credentials? I don't think I did. I don't know what I got. The code is in the manual in the glove box. Yeah, that's yeah. I got a vehicle number.
No need to walk.
I don't think I have anything like credentials. So I don't know. I don't know. So anyway, we're determined to just get it home, get it back to him, be done with it. So we're but along the way.
I'm just saying it, but I'm going to ask prayer anyway. Pray for, pray for a guy from Excelsior.
Yeah, we got a guy. We dropped him off at a 3-day detox in Harrisonville, which is southeast of Kansas City. Well, we're coming in from the west, from I-70 from Oklahoma to Kansas City, and he's down here. So we changed the direction we were going to go up this way and be able to hit him on the way home and pick him up. So it doesn't really add time to the trip.
We're just praying that he doesn't walk. He's just been real hard and edgy and not really wanting to be around a lot of people, which is why we went to this one. It was real hard even finding him something to get into. And you have to catch people when they're ready. You want to get them in there. You don't want to mess around. And we've been waiting for like a week for any place that he could get in. And he had to go to the hospital. And they were very kind, for alcohol poisoning to keep from that. So they keep people in the ER, but it was over like 10 hours, 12 hours. And that one night we were there till real late. And bless his heart, you hadn't found anything by the next morning. So if you're antsy or claustrophobic or anxiety, you're just sitting there. So he's had a hard time, but it's looking like it's breaking that cycle, and that's what's needed. And so just be praying for him that he makes the next steps. And he was serious, so I've seen him do it. He was one of like three people many years ago that we took to some rehab. One lady had not to go with I will not talk this time.
Oh, it don't matter.
Well, we had 3 people, but I just thought it was a beautiful time, a beautiful thing that he did. He was real messed up on alcohol. He didn't care about anything else, He's had a rough upbringing. And the other 2 people with him, one was this guy from Puerto Rico that was real hardcore alcoholic that was going to go out on the streets, wanted to be dropped off. The other was a lady that had been on meth that we had helped. We helped all 3 of them. And this guy said, I don't know about you, and I don't know about you, but I'm going to get the help. And he admitted himself to a 6-month program that was not an easy thing. It's like going into jail. And he was admitting himself. And he turned around and prayed while he was in his state of needing to get deliverance. Turned around and prayed for the one that was going to go out on the streets, because he said his eyes got this big and said, Cindy, he's going out on the streets. And so he prayed for him, and he told the other lady and prayed for her, and just poured his cup out on both of them as much as he knew how. And then he got the help. The other 2, we saw the one guy, Puerto Rican, walking back and forth after we dropped him off. He didn't make it, neither did the other lady at that time. Not that they had many years later, but he got the help. It was really awesome. Yeah. Anyway, praise God for help.
So we're going to pick him up because this hospital, which will do a medical detox, alcohol and methadone are 2 of the things that, to go cold turkey, can really truly kill you.
Not methadone, you mean meth.
Heroin.
You mean meth.
No,
Methadone's the thing for meth.
I know. I know what I said.
Well, I guess, I don't know, heroin, meth, all that.
But meth you can cold turkey. Heroin, pretty much cold turkey. Methadone is real bad. They have to kind of wean you off of it slowly. And alcohol is another one where you really can't just drop dead from a cold turkey off of just stopping cold off of alcohol. So they try to, basically a medical detox off alcohol, they just sedate you and knock you out so that it works itself out of your system over 3 days with you not having to deal with all the withdrawals and the shakes and everything else. And then 3 days later, it's kind of out of your system, and then you can go to a rehab and get the skills to stay off of it. Anyway, most of these guys know how to quit. It's just needing some medical help to get to the point where they can draw a line in the sand and just be done with it. But really, truly, you have to wean down off of it, or just medically have them detox, by sedation. Anyway, the problem is, because of wokeness or whatever, a lot of hospitals have this like no smoking on the grounds rule. Well, you can't expect people in rehab, especially medical detox rehab that are awake, that are also smokers, to be under the stress of the detox and not be able to go smoke a cigarette. And so this has been really hard for him. They gave him a patch, but that made him feel sick inside and made him feel.
He barely even takes an aspirin ever.
Yeah, he doesn't like medicine. And they won't let him leave. If he leaves the hospital to go smoke a cigarette, they won't let him back in. And because they think he's went to drink or whatever. And
he can't sit there. He's not the type to just stay for a long time. He can only watch so much TV. He was doing that a day before we ever got into this place.
Yeah.
So we need some reform.
Yeah, there needs to be places that really can meet him where they are and help.
And we didn't want to have to put him in a middle place, because then you're exposed to all this other stuff. When he knows what he needs. He just needs to break that cycle and what I always say, redirect, but something to break the cycle, but not have to hear everybody's horrible things either, behavioral health wise. So it's a hard thing. Otherwise, you're in there with another group they'll have. It's like with a bunch of gangbangers and stuff, and he's a quiet guy. He didn't need that. He will get this under his belt again. He had a friend, he started drinking. He got a job that was too much for him. And he did good at it, but it's too many hours. And then on top of that, his friend died with a brain cancer. He knew it was coming, but he'd known this is his only friend and his wife outside of us. He doesn't have a whole lot of people. His mother died when he was pretty young, and that was it. He's never had any other family. So that guy died, and this happened, and his girlfriend and him broke up.
Slow down.
It's been one thing after another. There's the police officers that want to get in line. So I'm proud of him. I'm glad he's getting help. I just wanted him to stay longer. That's why I'm requesting prayer. And people need something good to have hope in and to do that's fulfilling and not so taxing that it knocks the wind out of them. They don't get to do anything but work. They didn't work either. So appreciate y'all's prayers.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's a big truck. Look at that bad boy. We're out in the country, man.
Yeah.
Big old diesel.
Lots of trucks. We saw more trucks, and I think we said it on that last video. I don't know why, but at these gas stations there were a bunch of little kittens everywhere we went.
Oh yeah, stray cats everywhere.
Yeah.
Probably getting food out of whatever they could find there.
Yeah, maybe feel sorry for them. I thought even the animals are homeless.
So we're coming into Joplin, Missouri. We're about 5 miles from the supercharger. So we're gonna figure that stuff out, find a bathroom, and get enough juice to get on to the next place. We got to get him picked up and then get back home. It's already 5, so there's no chance we make our 5:30 meeting. We're still 2 hours out, so But we'll just get home and crash and return the car tomorrow. Deal with it then. So
There is a license plate that says fear. Who would want to put fear on their car? I don't know what they mean by it.
yeah,
Did you see it?
no. Well, anyway, we love you guys. Let's see.
Any prayer?
Sunflap, even that could be a. Thanks for everybody. Matthew, good to see you. God bless you, man. We're
On this big truck, it says money well wasted. Oh,
yeah. Well, we'll check in with you later. We still got hours to go and some drama tomorrow. We still got to return the car, and we may have to take the car to Jeff City and back. We have to return it by 1, so we got to look at the clock and see if that's even possible by the time we charge it and whatever we got to do to it. But anyway, love y'all. Thanks for enduring with us, praying for us. We're on the home stretch now, so
we really are, even spiritually
update you.
speaking.
Update y'all later. God bless y'all. Bye-bye.
Bye.